All right, we are in record mode. If we are ready to go, I can hit the intro.
Yeah, hit it, baby.
Oh, I'm gonna hit it, and then
Oh, hit it.
I'm gonna hit it, and then I'm gonna play the intro. Here we
Okay,
go.
hit it hard.
Hey, and welcome to the Six Nutz Podcast. I'm your host, Dave, joined as always by Jordan Angus and Paul Bourgon. We are three comedians. We have six nuts among us, and along with many other things, gentlemen, welcome to episode 61.
I knew a guy, as a buddy of mine in high school. He had 4 testicles.
4.
Yeah.
What
we
a
need
hog.
him on. We need him on the podcast. He's
a
got to
great
get
guy.
on this podcast, man.
He's but yeah, I guess it's not as uncommon as you'd think, right? But
4 testicles.
yeah,
Wow. How would you prove that? Do you have
you definitely take a test.
what do you have, physical evidence? Is it documented on paper?
Boy,
How
I
does
tell
that
you what,
work?
my
How does
jaw
that work?
hurts. No, he told me he went to the doctor because he felt had a lump, but it wasn't a lump on one of his. It really took a harsh turn, on this right at the beginning of the recording.
Yeah.
Apparently it's
Let's talk
not
about
as
balls.
uncommon as you think, right?
Yes. We got right into it. But you know what? We're coming off an episode of 60, which featured Angelo Tsourachas, legendary comedian. So if you haven't seen episode 60, go back and watch it. It was fantastic. It was so good. We did none of our segments. We didn't do Hold
True.
My Beer. We didn't do Overrated, which we're doing today. So stick around for that. But it was a great episode, man. He was awesome.
He was good.
Fantastic episode. I just want to say, even though we didn't do the Hold My Beer segment, I still drank my beer.
Yeah, Jordan.
Not mine.
In the middle of it, I rewatched it just to see the part where I took a sip of my beer, and I guess my eyes just looked over you. You smiled and drank your beer. You both just shook her head while Angelo was talking about something.
Yeah.
I never even opened mine, and I never took my eyes off the camera. So my camera is above the monitor. So if I'm looking at the camera, I can't see what you guys are doing. You're right below. But if I'm looking at you guys, it looks stupid because I'm not looking at the camera. So I spent the whole episode, because he talked a lot, which is perfect.
That was great.
You want him talking, but I really wasn't seeing what he was doing because I was looking at the camera, trying to look normal. So
It's funny. You get that three guys that obviously should have a passion for comedy, make people laugh. You know what I mean? We thought to ourselves, geez, we could talk about this so much. We should do a podcast. You know, and you can see why. When I talk to people about martial arts, you know what I mean? You can talk forever on it. Pizza. You know, you can talk forever about pizza.
Yeah.
Things that you just really have a special place for in your heart. It's and to have an interview like that, the guy that just, you know what I mean? He wasn't no, well.
Oh, he was awesome.
10 years, you know.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He had
engaged.
And the cool part about him was his connection to Ottawa and connection to places that Paul and I knew, and you obviously know the connection. Yeah. And he talked about Ottawa. He knew the city. It was just so cool, man.
Yeah.
And he talked about the scene, and I was thinking, the scene back then, was it easier to make it as a comedian back then, or would it have been easier now? I don't know, man, because it sounded like he had to work his ass off, and just run and drive miles and miles and miles. Not a lot of opportunities and stuff. So I don't know, man.
You ever think of it as like the new age, what we're living in now with videos and TikTok and all that, Instagram.
Yeah.
How often we've talked before, how often people you got to post videos and you got to get the caption on it, just 30-second clips, and then put them on, and you just got to keep doing it, keep throwing it out there. I get an anxiety thinking about ramming that down people's throats. I feel bad when I post about shows that I'm doing. Hey guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, it's just you think they struggled. Obviously, they went through the grind. But we got our own little grind that we're doing as well. Maybe they didn't experience it. Maybe they had the pleasure or the blessing that they didn't have to deal with the level of competition that's out there now when it comes to
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
videos.
because it becomes less local and more worldwide your competition now. Because if you're
Yeah.
posting it
Yeah.
on social media, it's not just people in your region; it's everywhere, and then you're competing against not just your region but everywhere.
Yeah.
To get
Yeah.
some kind of screen time.
And it doesn't do anything really for you.
Nope.
Like, I mean, yes, it's good, but like, man, like this, eh? And
Yep.
if the first
Yeah.
2 words or what they're wearing, or like if there's a dog in it or a cat, like I don't want to watch it because I don't want to see it turn sad. You know what I mean? Like I don't even watch that. But like, I mean, you know, nobody does it on stage, but unless they're blind. But yeah, like it's just I don't know. There's something about these videos that like, even though you're blasting out video after video, like look at Matt Rife. You know what I mean? I kind of feel bad for him where I shouldn't. Like he's probably really rich and more rich than he was when he started off, but like for a guy that, you know, for however long he was in comedy and to be at the place he is now, he still doesn't have the respect. If not, he has less respect from other comedians that went through the grind, you know what I mean? That like put in their work, like
But if I know anything about comedians, you're gonna get some comedians who are gonna be very supportive, give you help, and
some.
get some stuff, and some. So like Angelo Tsourachas, when he came on here, a lot of the stuff that I've said was kind of validated by what he was saying. But there's also little tips and stuff that you're getting from the pro vet. Whereas there's other comedians that are just gonna complain to complain and just bitch to bitch.
Speaking of complaining, Dave, I'll mow your lawn if you can just get rid of that banner at the bottom, just for 10 minutes. The like and subscribe us. I have this much space to fit my friggin' long horse head in, you know?
I could do this. We could go this way.
Oh God.
How's that? Is that better?
So,
holy cow.
we could try it, you know? Yeah.
No, Jordan looks really short. I look like I have a massive head.
Yeah.
I have a huge head.
And I got a chin that arrives 5 minutes before I do.
But you know what? It would be disrespectful if we didn't do Hold My Beer for 2 episodes in a row. So we got to get to it, man, before I forget, because I will forget. So let's get to it. Hold My Beer coming up.
You're watching Nutz Podcast, and this is how I hold my beer.
All right, Hold My Beer, where we go around, we go across the virtual room now and introduce our beverage of choice. We do this every episode. Jordan has a 60-game or 60-episode streak. Never has had the same drink, ever. Every drink has been different. Paul, what did you win, Paul? You won. I think you won the chug. You were the chugger. So
yeah, I did chug. Yeah,
that's right. You chugged a King can.
Yeah,
King can.
Right. Well, those are the only ones you chug, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. Okay. So there you go. Let's start with you, Jordan, and introduce your beverage of choice for this episode.
I have a repeat. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a fucking
repeat.
I got Tiger.
TJ.
Yeah,
Tiger.
Since 1932, it's a world-acclaimed lager beer. Let's give it a whirl.
Oh yeah, like I have a fat head.
Yeah, I don't like this view.
Yeah, Paul, you don't have to be at the top either, or at the bottom.
Yeah, I can go bottom.
All right.
No, it's just the like it's like, can you get rid of it?
I can get rid of it.
Get rid of it. Get out of here.
How are we gonna get
breaking news?
How are we gonna get subscribers? I like aside from me,
it's gone.
Actually, speaking of subscriber stuff,
it's gone.
Speaking of subscriber stuff, after this segment, I have a quick little story for you guys.
Well,
but yeah, this beer, this rating. Oh fuck, motherfucker. I'm gonna give this beer. Actually, it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 8.149.
8 point. Oh, look at me now. I look like I'm
much better like this. I don't like the fucking Italian flag of camera angles.
We could be, man. We could be like Ukraine or something. No. All right. All right. So 8.149. That is a great start to this segment. So that's awesome. Paul, let's go to you. Your beverage of choix.
The Pop Shop
Oh, that's my favorite. Epic.
Hard soda.
Pop Shop.
7%. The Pop Shop.
That's legendary, man.
Like,
I love the Pop Shop, man.
I didn't even know that they made a hard liquor.
I neither, man. Like, it's like.
Where'd you find it? From the Pop Shop?
At the seventh realm of hell, I call the convenience store down the end of the street. Great guys. Just like, damn, like it's.
Le Dépanneur.
Wish it was further away so I could debate whether or not I ever want to go down there or not. Anyway, it's a Pop Shop. It's a soda. I'm sure it's going to be sweet, and I don't know if I've ever had it, Dave.
Is there a flavor to it, or
I
no?
think it's cream soda.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Ooh, gross. It's awesome. Yeah, it doesn't even taste like booze. So, thanks again.
Oh my God. So what's in it? What's the booze in it? Vodka?
Vodka, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I have such cool memories of the Pop Shop when I was a kid.
I've never
Like
been there.
those bottles, collecting those bottles, man. They were the best. They were the best.
Collecting
We used to collect bottles, man.
like, do you guys is that what you collected? Did you collect anything else when you were young? Not to interrupt this segment.
No, mostly bottles because I wanted the money, right, to buy stuff from the store. 'Cause we didn't have a lot of money as a kid, so I collected bottles.
Cards.
Oh, and I used to go to the around to payphones and used to check for change all the time.
Like what homeless people do.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can't say anything. I did the same thing in Montreal. We used to go around recycling day and collect cans and stuff and go to the Metro or the Maxi to the machines and get.
I used to sit on the curb with an empty cup and just, just like this, please.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. You were ahead of your time, man. Ahead of your time.
Yeah.
All right, we need a rating. We need a rating.
Keeps up. I'm practice. I'll be good that I practice for it, but I'd give that Pop Shop cream soda a 9.0.
Nice. So we went from 8.149 to 9.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm going to keep that trend going because I got a Sapporo.
Oh.
I know. I already know I like it.
You've done it.
I don't care.
Sapporo.
I don't care, man. You know what? Streaks to me mean nothing, man.
Just the beer.
I don't have any streaks, man. I have nothing to build on, man.
Well, Dave, we Sapporo to you and whatever you drink.
Oh, they're good. That was amazing.
Yeah. So delicious. Too many making me pee a bed. Yeah.
We're not racist here at all.
Not racist. Like,
we love Japanese people. Japan, we love you.
I love
I'll tell you, out of all the places on this planet that I would love to go is Japan. That's my somewhere
100%.
It'd be the
100%
top of my just list.
I don't disagree. My wife and I were talking about like in 2 years, we're both going to retire. We're going to be married 35 years. Like it's a big year. So she's saying, let's plan a big trip. And Japan is on the short list, man. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
It's on the short list, baby.
No, man. I used to always have this dream of like going to Japan or China and then going into like the mountains and finding martial arts, like Pai Mei from Kill Bill, like people have done that, eh? People have been stranded and had to be rescued because they thought there was a mythical martial. They've heard stories that in this like remote area in the mountains of China, there's just nobody there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you learn to fight the cold.
We got a lot to talk about, man. I want to talk.
What do you rate that? What do you rate the Sapporo?
Oh, I already said I 9.5, man.
Oh, wicked. Yeah.
9.5.
My mom said to me, she's like, I was disappointed. She's like, you didn't do Hold My Beer. She's like, I was disappointed. I'm like, what?
That's a true fan, man. I love that, man.
Yeah.
Man, if we could clone her and have like 1,000 fans like that, we'd be like,
you know what? Okay, so
monetized.
bringing up the fans thing. So I was doing the Chat GPT, trying to trigger the AI a little bit. It was funny, and I said, "What do you know about the Six Nutz Podcast?" And it gives you like a whole fucking thing, right? Like it literally had a lot of things. They weren't all completely accurate. Like it's tried to say that Not Your Average Joe is one of the hosts on here as well, including us.
Okay.
That we have like a whole bunch.
GPT.
That's
Chat
interesting.
GPT. Yeah. And I'm like,
should be Chad GPT.
Yeah.
For the sake of the conversation, we'll call Chat GPT Chad. So I asked Chad, I said, is the Six Nuts Comedy Podcast popular? And okay, what do you think its response was?
I thought his response was.
I'm going to say maybe it said like not enough information to provide response or something like that.
TFFFT.
No, it had a shit ton of information to provide.
Really?
It had a lot of information to provide. It said locally, it is a local favorite between Ottawa and Montreal.
Montreal?
Yeah, apparently.
Interesting.
So it said locally, it is one of the more popular podcasts in the region.
Get out! Wow, in the region. Wow.
Well, yeah, but they were referring to Ottawa and Montreal. So apparently, we have viewers in both cities.
Wow,
which is great.
I find it amazing that people
watch.
I mean, I do it. You do it. We all watch. Like I watched 2.5 hours of, Rogan talking to somebody or Bill Burr talking to himself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or like,
I thought you meant watching this podcast.
I do. That's what I'm getting at. Is like it's like people. It's like it's hard to process it that people like are
actually
see what we're going to talk about. You know? What I mean?
I wish more people would engage and like leave comments and stuff like that. But it said so outside of locally, we're not one of the first podcasts that people will go to. However, it's
that's a nice way to say it.
So it said it's a hidden gem if you like things about comedy and stuff like that. So positive review from artificial intelligence. If they take over the internet and stuff, at least
that's
they
amazing.
won't cancel us yet.
So our 6 nuts are hidden gems. I love it, man.
Gems. We're basically family jewels.
We're family jewels. I love it, man.
That's great.
But,
That's cool, isn't it?
It's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
I'm gonna write him a handwritten note. See what he does with that.
Yeah.
You're gonna break the internet, man. But you know what's cool? I was just looking at the notes from Angelo's podcast, which, by the way, was episode 60. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It's really good. He said he shared the screen with like De Niro, Pacino, Russell Crowe. So Paul, the 6 degrees of separation, you're like 1 degree away from these guys, man.
I think about that.
Fascinating,
all the time.
man.
The people that I've met that know people or people that I've heard stories of them. Like my mom, again, talking about my mom, she used to work for a company that it was like a multi-level marketing company, and one of the guys that was associated with it, like one of her coworkers or whatever, colleagues, he used to be Jim Carrey's manager when Jim Carrey first started.
Jesus,
when he first was getting into comedy, he was Jim Carrey's manager, and he knew him, and he had a whole bunch of like videos and VHS recordings of like that had never been seen. Like you long for that kind of stuff. Like for your favorite musician, you want to hear songs like that haven't been released. You know what I mean? Yeah. And speaking of that, Mitch Hedberg, I don't know if it was Lynn Shawcroft, but Mitch, whoever controls that, just released like a half-hour video. It's on YouTube. It's like him doing shows, touring. It's like
cool.
Not like a doc. It's kind of like a documentary, but it's like a short film kind of thing. It's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
I was like a day after it got released, I like caught wind of it. Yeah,
that's wild, man.
Yeah.
Well, think about this. Like Angelo was on a podcast with us for an hour. What if, when he got off, he was like talking to, say, Al Pacino and said, I was just on this podcast with my friend Paul. Like, just imagine, man. He's like, maybe he's talking.
What is that?
It's possible, man. Maybe like he's talking about us to like his very popular and very famous friends. Who knows, man?
Well, that's the whole. These
guys were awesome, man.
Yeah. But he's done a Denzel. He's been Denzel Washington. He's
amazing, man.
Yeah, man. Harold and Kumar.
It's so cool, man. So cool.
Yeah, he's a pleasure.
All right, Jordan.
That's it. Final thoughts.
Yeah, let's get to final thoughts.
Done.
Jordan, did you want to talk about?
I'm releasing an EP, guys. I'm becoming a musician.
Okay.
You're becoming. You are.
Yeah, I am now. I have released music. I put it in our group chat, and Paul said, "Fuck you, I'm not listening to this shit."
I saw it. Like I was with my niece and nephew when I saw it, and I was like, "I'm not playing this right now." My iTunes was connected to the to their the speaker, and I was like, oh, I like, is this?
I don't know what's gonna come out of Jordan's mouth. So, but yeah, no, I'm releasing an EP probably August-ish. There'll be 6 songs on it.
This is for real? Like, this is really
it's
you,
for real.
you
It's for
singing?
real. This is I've created all of this, so I've done all the lyrics, all the artwork, and all that crap. It's going to be released to the general public. I've already released 2 songs on YouTube. Yeah, I've got a diss track.
So what is the music? Is this humorous music?
Ska.
Is it,
Yes, he's bringing back ska.
like what genre? What's the genre?
Honestly, it's all the songs on the soon-to-be CD are in relation to.
It's all it's instrumental.
Yeah, it's all instrumental.
Yeah. It's a silent album. It's silent music.
Yeah.
It's all in
like
reference
mine.
to a lot of my material. So like a lot of the songs are in relation to my comedy material.
All right.
Cool.
Are you like trying to become like the Ottawa Joe Bowman?
No.
Like, because he wins every competition.
It's
He
a
goes
good.
in.
It's
He
a
freaking
good.
kills, man.
A good. It's almost like it's twice as much entertainment. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, like it.
Well, it's tough to follow up a musical comedian sometimes.
I'd love
Right?
to. I'd love to hear his.
Yeah, it
I'd love to see him do an act without a guitar. Like I wonder what kind of.
I don't-
material. But that's his material. His
Yeah.
material is that, and it's like the songs are fucking funny. Excuse my language. They're
Yeah, it's
They're
hilarious.
catchy.
yeah, they're catchy. Like and he's good. He's good at playing the guitar too, and he's charismatic. So like
Yeah.
it's like a triangle of me placing second.
The trifecta. Yeah. The bridesmaid, man, never the bride.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to copy Joe at all. I just was writing a lot of stuff down and thought it'd be pretty interesting to see if I could produce something like that. Doesn't mean I'm going to be performing any of that live. I can't say I'll never do it. I don't know. All see. But I don't know. It's also a lot easier than posting up my material for everybody to see. I can post something like that up.
Is it all comedy oriented based, like, or is there like do you sing any songs like that, like ballads?
It's all in relation to my bits. So like the first one I posted was "Don't Forget the G," and that's in relation to my opening bit.
Yeah.
And pretty much, so the album's going to be called "Don't Forget the G." I have "Welcome to UNOM," which is about my United Nations of Masturbation bit. I'll give you kind of, I guess, the rundown. There's a song called "Heterosexual," and that's
my favorite.
It's so good. I have another one that's probably going to be the last one I release before the album.
It's called
comes out.
heterosexual, or you're just attracted to people wearing hats. Like
Wait,
Dave.
oh man,
Yeah,
don't get me started on hats.
I'm heterosexual.
Oh fuck, Dave. Incognito is actually probably my favorite one on the whole track.
That's a rap song, obviously, right?
Most of them are. There's only one that's not. So Incognito actually is close to reggaeton with rap in it because it brings in my Trini roots with,
Nice.
I guess, the fact that I don't know how to create other music except to make lyrics with rhymes and shit. So
Yeah. You know,
Can
like
you-
I'm honestly, I don't know if you guys watch Dave. I'm sure you've never heard of this, but Dave, the show Dave Bird, Lil Dicky,
oh yeah.
like one of the I'd say that definitely top. It's got to be top 3 my favorite shows of all time. Like, and I'm saying that with Seinfeld in mind. You know, like it blows me away how great the show is. But to Dave, if you don't know what it is, he's a Jewish guy. Okay, and his rap name is Lil Dicky, and he's like a rapper. He's trying to become a rapper, but he believes in himself so much that he's like whereas you're watching him and you're like, this guy can't be serious. But like all of his, like I have some of his songs on my iPod or my phone, you know, my iTunes, and like it's incredible beats, and he's actually talented. He's got bars, is what the kids are saying, and it's like you kind of like your bar is set low because of how he acts, and it's a comedy, you know, and it's but like he blows you away by and I mean, Jordan, you're not copying anyone by doing it. You know what I mean? You're not copying anyone by doing it.
It's just something that I enjoy doing, right? Like it's not something that I'm going to pursue like as a outside of comedy as a career. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to become the world's greatest rapper. No, I enjoy doing it. I spent a lot of time writing these lyrics down and getting this stuff together. And I liked how I was able to intertwine it with my material. I'm going to bring up one thing, the welcome to UNOM. People don't realize sometimes with my jokes, I add layers to it and there's always hidden messages. A lot of people can't figure that out. But the United Nations masturbation joke is actually, if you pay attention to it, in relation to men's mental health and how we need to kind of support each other and help with that. Wow. So actually, Reggie,
that circle.
Yeah, well, not the humorous part though, right? That's it's supposed to be a joke, but at the same time, I want you to think a little bit further into it. That's what some of my material is based on. It was Reggie Cash who noticed that as one of the first comics, because his family's from Haiti, my family's from Trinidad, and a lot of people don't realize, but kind of our culture, we don't talk about men's health, mental health especially.
No,
we don't talk about it at all. It's there's still the stigma there. And so that's kind of why I created the joke and why I put a lot of emphasis in that is because as much as it's humorous, there is a very harsh topic behind that I find people don't talk about. So it's kind of my point today. I asked you guys if I could talk about it, and the fact that it's June, everybody's on, it's Gay Pride Month, all due respect to them. That's great. You need to support each other, but people forget and we kind of get left behind. It's also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So for me, yeah, I know.
I just thought about there's all these months dedicated to people, not to cut you off, Jordan, but I was like, when are they gonna have White Person's Month? And I'm like, nope, never having that. Anyway, yeah, it's a good. I think it's fantastic, man.
So that's why I made the joke. That's why I kind of bring that up a lot, and I do it a lot. The main point of it is to raise awareness for men's mental health. A lot of men you don't know are suffering through depression, anxiety. More women get diagnosed with depression than men, but more men lose their lives to battling depression, and it's because we're not going to get diagnosed. We're not talking about it. We're afraid of the stigma that's revolved around it. Doesn't make you weak to talk about it. I have depression. I have anxiety. I went and got help. Okay. It doesn't mean that you're going to be cured, but going to get help helps you deal with kind of what you're going through mentally. So for those of you guys who are watching, you're not alone, man. Go get help. Go talk to your friends. Go talk to a professional. Seek help, and if you don't know where to go, there's tons of resources online.
I bet you the hardest thing to do. I bet you. I can tell you from experience. You don't have a lot of friends that you talk to. You maybe if you're lucky have one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like one. And you can be open about it, but to talk about it, when being open and actually opening up about it, you know what I mean? It's
hard.
It's hard, man, and it's weird because I guess men we have. I mean, personally, I can say from experience, I'd feel bad. Make me feel worse if I told people, because then they'd know about something that my back, for instance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How's your back, man? I get that. That's the that trumps. So it's a sunny day we're having. The weather now is a second to how's your back when I see people. You know what I mean? And it's and I always make jokes about it, it's better than my front, or whatever.
Yeah.
But deep down in my mind, and this is just an example, Jordan, what you're talking about. It's you don't want people to be worried about you. You don't want people to be concerned and be how's he doing? Oh, geez, he's not doing good, eh? And so it's hard to open up to these sorts of things. And men don't really open up to it, but it's not. I mean, it's not a comparable thing to men and women. I think it's just how men are as we. I don't know. I guess there's just a feeling that
it's the generational upbringing of
Could have something to do with it. Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Be a man, suck it up. And
Definitely does, but I agree with that. But that's not the reason why. You know,
that's how we operate. We don't want to give somebody else our burdens. That's how
exactly.
We see it.
Yeah,
we see it as a burden. My burdens shouldn't be somebody else's burdens. And
my cousin said this once because she has really terrible arthritis. Eh?
Yeah,
really, really bad. Like it's like curling her fingers. And my mom or my aunts and uncles were saying, like, I'll pray for you. We're going to pray for you. We're going to pray for you. And she said in passing to someone, she's like, I hate that people pray for me. I hate that people pray for me. You know? And it's like, so what's a weird thing to say? But if you think about it, like, you don't want people to have to pray for you. You don't want people to have to, like, you should want them to be like, he's got it. He can handle it, you know? Not, like, take care of him. I hope he's okay. Like, you know what I mean? That adds to the depression. It adds to the feeling of it. And we all go through that shit, you know?
Yep. And it is generational. There's no question. Like my wife's father, God rest his soul, he's no longer with us, but military guy, you know, he was in the Navy. The way you dealt with issues was you didn't talk about it. You just sucked it up. And he said to his daughter, my wife, many times, if you have an issue, suck it up and move on, which is, my God, like, what do you mean suck it up and move on? You're saying this to your daughter, man. Like,
let's bury it down,
let's just suppress everything. Yeah,
it's up again.
Crazy, man. Like, I get it. You know, he thought it was a sign of weakness. You know, if you talk about it and talk about your feelings, and you're a weak man. But I don't know. It doesn't. I think it makes you. It makes you, in a way, it gives you. You've got courage to bring it up, talk about it. Admit you got an issue, man.
I gotta say this, Jordan. I know you want to add to what you're talking about, but 3, 4, 5 years ago, you know what I mean? Like I was like, I didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? Relationship ended. You know what I mean? Work was like I wasn't able to work anymore and all that kind of stuff, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. I'm not saying this is the recipe, okay? But I can, honest to God, say I like some days don't eat because I can't buy food. You know what I mean? So I can't go out with my friends to dinner. I can't go play golf with them. I can't.
You talking now?
Pardon me?
Is this like current right now?
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? I'm not working in a job.
Yeah.
Okay. But working in a job that I know I'm not supposed to be in. I'm not in a relationship with someone that I know I'm not supposed to be with. I'm not living in a house somewhere that I know I'm not supposed to be carrying, the weight of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but I did get to a point of it where I was like, I got nothing else to turn to and blame and push aside. So I was like, just do comedy. Just do it. You wanted to do this your whole life. You've been feeling like a coward for 25 years because you wanted to do this back then, and you haven't been doing it, you know, and like the position that I was in with work, you know, like I wasn't supposed to be a technician. I couldn't turn a screwdriver when I got that job. Like my ex, when I was with her, was 8 years. It was like 7.5 years, way too long for the both of us. We're both better off, you know. And like I think that's a situation that happens with a lot of people, way more than you can name. That
so I want
to. They're in jobs they're not supposed to be in. They're in relationships they're not supposed to be in. They've got the weight of all these things, and they're not doing what they want to do. You know, they're doing what they have to do, and that adds and adds and adds and adds, and that carrying that on your shoulders for that long, eventually, hey Paul, what's going on? Not much. You, Nick. Hey man, how you doing? Yeah. You can hear it in their voice. You know what I mean? I found, this is the end of what I'm saying. I found that when I got into comedy, I started doing it, and I started going to an open mic. There'd be 2-3 people there. Get off. I still feel this. I get off stage, and I'm like I feel like air in my lungs. I feel like it's a different. It's just a feeling of like it's a bliss that like I personally. That's what I'm saying. Personally, my I want to fucking die, you know, every day.
Yeah.
I don't care if I live. Like, I don't care. Is completely gone with all those things. I can't, you know, I can't fly to Vegas and, you know, hang around with the guys that I know. You know, everybody's got money. You know what I mean? I got my succubus. But, like, I can tell you, I've never really been this clear and I want to say happy, but like
you're free.
Rub it in. I've never been so like, fucking finally, man. Like that's what was wrong. That's
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm just saying, and I'm not Jordan. I'm not downplaying the generational thing. Dave, I'm not saying like what your stepfather did, like what you know what your upbringing was and all that stuff. It's just for me. I found that when I finally said, all right, you know what? Take the rearview mirror off and throw it away and just go.
So
find your way to do what you want to do. And like, I'm doing stand-up comedy. I'm an amateur stand-up comedian, but look what we're doing right now. Like we're doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Well, ChatGPT said we're popular, you know, like yes, we're slowly getting to where we see what we can be, but like we're doing what we should be doing to get there. You're not going to do that working fucking 8 hours climbing telephone poles. You're not going to do that. You know what I mean? Working in an office, like, and coming home to a wife that's like,
so,
you know.
So Paul, were you making decisions or doing things in your life that you thought other people expected you to do?
That's a good question. It's really
people expect me to get a job. They expect me not to do silly comedy because what the hell is that?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, listen.
You know what I mean?
I used to teach martial arts for a long time, and it was sporadic. One of the main, like my job as teaching is I taught at high schools. So there's 5 high schools around Ottawa and Orleans that I teach at.
Yeah.
The contracts would be like, okay, I've got one, the first week of the, it's to be week-long contracts, and then one at the last end of the month. So 2 weeks out of the month, or sometimes 4 weeks out of the month, sometimes once a month, just be a week. And like I'm getting paid from my instructor who's handling it, right? But like I was doing all the work kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like I just it was his cow. But he was like, "Hey man, do you want to help me out with this?" And I ended up just doing it all. I was the teacher. He didn't show up anymore. Anyway, that's sort of what happens when you own a business. You hire someone that you think can do the work for you and pay them out of what you get paid, which is fine. But that was like, geez, man. And like I was teaching martial arts and I was a bartender. So I was bartending downtown. And I'm living at home with my mom and like 24, 25 years old, 22, 23 years old. And like, coming home at 4 o'clock in the morning, sleeping till like if I didn't have work, I'd be sleeping till 4 in the afternoon. You know, like cash, order pizza whenever I want. Like I have $800 cash every weekend. You know what I mean? And like my mom eventually was like, "You're not doing this for this is not what you're doing. Like you need to get a job. Like you can't work once a month, 1 week a month, or 2 weeks a month. You need to start." You know what I mean? Like grow up kind of thing.
Yep.
So to answer your question, yeah, I felt like I was getting pressured by, you know, not in retrospect, you know, I had a mother who had to be the father teaching the son to be a man but be a man, you know, what's a man?
Yep.
Go out and work for a company and then like 15 years later want to blow my head off.
Yep.
It's not her fault. It's just like you need to get some what's the word, like
stability, you mean?
Stability. That's what I'm looking for, right? So yes, I felt that way, but like you need to like sit down on a nail to know how much it hurts, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's an analogy is not really that good, but I knew that even though I was in that job, even teaching martial arts was a passion of mine. I loved to do it, but I always wanted to do comedy. When I was teaching jiu-jitsu, I was always funny teacher. I was always like, you know what I'm saying? So like, because I always had this in my mind, and I was never doing it. I did it once, you know, 15, 16 years ago, and like, okay, I did it. like, but no, man, you want to do this, do it. And like, I was just wasn't doing it. I felt like a coward, and that builds up in your gut, and that as to put it in a in a martial sort of Bushido kind of term, you're messing with your chi. You're messing with your energy. You're denying yourself of what you should be doing. And if you wanted to be an astronaut when you were young, and you always wanted to be an astronaut, what did you want to be when you grew up? I wanted to be an astronaut. Why are you working as a hot tile roofer? Well, it just didn't ever panned out. Why? Oh, well, and it sounds so easy for me to be like, well, why do
And that's the thing. What I wanted to be when I grew up was a comedian.
Yeah.
But I had, it doesn't always solve everything.
No.
So I had, actually, you knew me at this point, Paul. But it wasn't something I openly presented. I was going through some stuff.
Yeah.
And I had lost my grandfather 1 month, and then the next month I lost a really close friend of mine. And there was just a lot of I was in a transitional point in my life where I was coming out of one thing and starting to do what I wanted, and then I had this stuff happen. And I think the only way I could put it is I had a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
I needed help. I knew I needed help. I had been diagnosed with depression a long time ago. I knew that. I knew I had that. But I was at a state in time where I couldn't help myself. I couldn't get over it. And I sought out for help. I wasn't asking everybody. I started with asking. I asked my brother, who just couldn't do what I needed at that point in time.
That's what I mean about you don't have a lot of outlets that you can turn to, right?
Nope.
And not even your brother, like
and so I reached out to a friend of mine who I had known for a long time, and I just said, like, is like everything okay? And I it was really hard for me to say it, but it was no. Like,
because when someone asks you, are you okay? You're like, and
that's
all it takes,
That's it. So I went to stay with him for, I want to say, about a week, and it was just to kind of get away from my surroundings, and not to talk about anything. And I'm not going to say that trip completely cured me, but I ended up seeking out a therapist, and I went to therapy. And it's still a problem I deal with. I still deal with the depression. But my therapist said to me, and it's a little story he tells a lot of people, but because of the positions we're in, the fact that we're all in the comedy scene, he said there was this doctor who attended a circus, and during a part of the show of the circus, a clown comes out, and he's making everybody laugh. And the doctor found him extremely entertaining. Like, they had a blast. The clown was hilarious. He had a great time. So he goes back to work, and several weeks go by. And this patient he's seeing tells him, like, I'm upset all the time. I'm really sad. And he, easily diagnoses him with depression. And he said, I don't necessarily have a cure for you, but if you're depressed, something that helped me out was I went to the circus and I watched this clown, and he was hilarious, and he made me not feel so depressed. And the patient looked at him and said, I am that clown. So,
oh my God.
To put into perspective,
That's wild.
I think of like one of my top 10 comedians, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
A lot of us go through depressions. A lot of us, that's why we're in this. We're
funny. I think you can't be funny if you don't have. You cannot be a 10 on the funny side if you aren't a 10 on the serious side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You kind of have to know. You got to know how low like things can get to see how high you can get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like a
balance
sort of thing. And,
yeah.
You wouldn't be funny, Jordan. Like people who don't have like a serious, really deep and like not demons, but people who suffer from depression. You know what I mean? Like it's not that you wouldn't be funny, but do you guys know what I'm trying to say? Like, Williams, one of the funniest guys in the world, killed himself. Like, it's like you know what I mean? And it exhausted when he gets off stage, like from putting it all out there. And like a lot of A lot of the funniest people out there are, they've got
their own battles.
Yeah.
So, and that's just my, like, it's great. I 100% agree with you, Paul. If there's something there, a passion that you aren't chasing, chase it, because it could be filling something that you're missing.
Can I touch on that for a second?
Yep.
It was a clip that I watched. It stuck with me. I've repeated this to a couple people, that when you're traveling down your life and you feel like it's just roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and you don't have money, you gotta ask your family. You don't have any, you don't have clothes. You gotta go shop at Value Village. You don't have. You're not eating the right food, whatever it is. Like you're not getting the right job. You got to work at McDonald's. You got to do something that you don't want to do because you can't get to where you're going. This person was saying, like, when you get to a point in your life where you are stuck and you don't have any lifelines. Nothing can get you out of this. You're not your family, and we're talking depression, when you're on your fucking back in the dark and the door's shut and you just don't want to see the light of day, and you're you know what I mean, when you are absolutely at your wit's end, the only thing that will help you get over that is your art.
Yep.
It's your art. It's you. It's what if you have a passion for singing, if you have a passion for comedy, if you have a passion for helping people, if you philanthropy or whatever your art is, whatever you deep down love the most, that is the only thing that you can rely on that will help you to get over that. And I heard that in it was no retrospect, but it was like, this was,
who said that?
Someone said it was some psychologist was talking about it, and it was like, man, that's kind of what happened to me.
Powerful, man.
I was
powerful.
Like, damn, I didn't know what the hell to do. I was, I'd bring you to tears if I broke it down for you. But everybody's gone through these mental breakdowns or whatever. But I didn't know what else to do. No one could help me, and that's why I was like, just comedy. And I just looked up Pierre Bro's class and went. Oh my
god!
And you know what I mean? Terrified.
That's where we met, man.
Terrified. And
that's crazy.
I'm doing it. I'm not going to stop doing it now. And I'm going to do it until I'm not terrified anymore.
That's crazy, man.
Man, it's the transition for me personally. That's why I say this.
Kudos to you for doing that.
Well,
that is a lonely spot to be, man.
I didn't know this at the time. I wasn't like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to become an astronaut, and I'm going to be I'm going to go to the moon, and that'll cure everything. Yeah. It was all in retrospect, being like, holy shit,
crazy, man.
And I look back now about how I felt and how my mindset was, what my personality was, and I honest to God, I cannot remember the way I felt. I don't believe. It's like, what the hell was I sick? Did I have a cold? Because what I'm doing now, you know what I mean? I'm not a multimillionaire. I'm there's a lot of cons that come with it. Like the stuff that I had before, I realized I didn't need. It was stuff that I have now. I needed more than that. I needed to be able to have. I needed a book in front of me. Yeah. With a pen, and I needed to have that there always. Just to be like, this is what I'm doing now. Instead of a wallet with $500 in it or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm just saying, personally, I found when I just relinquished everything and just let my art take me. It made sense when I heard this. It was like, holy shit! Either my algorithm is reading my mind right now, or it's like, man, that's kind of like, I agree with that so much, right? So,
because you know what, I will say this, and then we got to get on to overrated in a second, but you were mentioning, Paul, earlier that you have friends who they're going on trips and they have the nice cars and whatever, but you know what, to get all of that, some people, and I think you're right, like 95% of people don't like what, in fact, they hate what they do.
Yeah.
So they have sold a part of their soul to have that stuff, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're going to go through life.
That are miserable.
Yeah. Like you're going through life miserable. You're not doing what you love to do. You hate what you do. Maybe you're not even happy with your spouse or your kids. But yeah, you got a nice car and you go on great trips. Like
everybody
who cares?
knows. Every
who cares?
single person knows. Like you could be asked the question and you can either lie or you can tell the truth. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Most people can't answer that. They don't know how to answer that because they don't know.
Man, it's
they
not
don't
that
know.
easy. Well, no, it kind of, trust me, man. Like you can sacrifice things and work around it to do this. To follow your passion. You know, I got a buddy of mine that wanted to be a cop. He's just like, just didn't do it. And he's like a surveyor,
Why?
Something like that. I'm like, and I was being very almost brash or bold with my. Well, why aren't you doing it? Then do it. Well, start right now. Do it. You know. And I'm saying not as I'm an expert on it, but just like, man. Trust me when I tell you, if you're anything like me, I wouldn't be talking to you if you were my friend, you guys.
Yeah. And
advice to people, if you guys are people out there are watching and they suffer from, this kind of stuff, think of that as an option at least. Ask yourself, what do I want to do? What do I have most passionate about? And just point yourself in that direction and do it. Trust me, it will at least alleviate the depression. It might get rid of 100%. It, right? Jordan, you agree with that?
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you.
It will definitely bring life into your body again. You know what I mean? That's all you need.
Into your soul, man. It's your soul.
That's what people need.
Jesus.
You know? And you know what, guys, like I'll tell you this, to hear people say, like, it doesn't happen much anymore, but I get it the odd time. But like to hear like some like people other than my mom say, Paul, man, I'm really proud of you. People say that to me, it's like, come on. Like, yeah.
It bounces right off.
I'm proud of you. Like to hear people say, I'm proud of you, Paul. Like I don't feel like I do. Like I feel like I don't do like there's nothing I do that people should be proud of. Maybe like when I like babysit my niece and nephew, but even then I'm plotting ways to like sabotage them and put pennies in their bed, and I'm a dick. But like, I'm not. I don't think that. It's not that I don't like myself. It's just like, holy crap, when you hear that from like your friends or people, like, proud of you, man. Like, why? Because you're following your dream. And it
because 95% of people don't do that, man.
It validates you as a human being. It validates. Maybe I'm not shit. Maybe I'm not a piece of shit. This person's proud of me. Like, wow. Yeah. Anyway, it's not. It's always not that cut and dry. But I know Jordan, you've got a little bit more to talk about. So I'm sorry to keep cutting you off. It's just
that's pretty much it. I think we've. I don't want to. If anybody's watching, I don't want to bore them too much. But if you are dealing with depression.
Let's bore them. Let's all take turns reading from the Bible.
Yeah. Oh God. But seriously, if you don't know what to do, there are resources. I think Dave, I gave you a link there if you want to pop that up. Check that website out. Tons of resources.
Dave, can we get rid of that thing underneath me? Jeez. Okay.
Yeah. There's always somebody who's willing to listen, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, let's move on, man. Let's get to something a little bit fun here. What do we got, Dave?
So what's up with farts?
Let me look into my little tickle trunk here, and let's do overrated, underrated, or Let me try that again. Let's do overrated, underrated, or properly rated. Wow, get down to the sounds of overrated, underrated,
guys
properly rated.
The bit that bites that I wrote last night that I'm like, I can't wait to tell Jordan and Dave this.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, sorry. Yes, gotta hear it.
Wait a second. Let me play this one here. All right, we are doing bits that bite.
Over.
I'm sorry, you cut out there.
Now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So I just I many times I've made John Wick jokes like what his middle name was and stuff. And I was watching John Wick 2 last night, and it just like in the middle. There's many times throughout the movie, Dave, you've watched it now, Jordan, you know what I'm talking about, where like he's described by his foes and his like enemies, and even like the people that know him, like at the Continental stuff, like John Wick is a man of incredible focus and discipline, you know, and like they kept saying that to the movie, and I was like, so I wrote down this joke. I'm like, you know, everybody says that John Wick is a man of incredible focus and concentration, but I'd like to know why he hasn't touched that 5,000 piece jigsaw puzzle that I got 6 years ago. So I wrote that down. I like wrote a laugh. I'm like, it's so stupid and funny. Why hasn't he touched the jigsaw puzzle I got for Christmas 5 years ago? You know, I thought it was the perfect gift. Focus, concentration. Anyway, yeah.
All right, Jordan. That's up to you. What is your bit that bites?
No, I don't got one. I didn't prepare one.
All right, let's go back to.
I just wanted to tell you, I wrote that literally last night. I'm like, I want to tell Jordan and Dave that one.
All right.
Why hasn't he touched the jigsaw puzzle that I got 6 years ago?
That's a great question, man. We will discuss in episode 62. Let's do overrated. Here we go.
But can you picture Can you picture John Wick doing 5,000 piece jigsaw puzzle? Can you picture it?
Yeah, I think I can.
All right, overrated, underrated, properly rated, where we go around the virtual room and we discuss a topic or an item or something that I'm going to bring up, put on the screen below Paul, even though he hates it.
It's okay now. You can do it now.
We're going to give our opinion if we think it's overrated, underrated, or properly rated. So first one, I'm going to start with Jordan, then go to Paul. Let's do this one. Birthday cards, overrated, underrated, or properly rated. Jordan, let's hear from you.
I think they're properly rated. I don't want to say they're overrated or underrated. I think people skip them a little too quickly sometimes. Sometimes they say it's the thought that counts, and I think the biggest part of a thought of the birthday is going to appear on your birthday card versus the gift. So if you really want to know how people think or what they think of you, look at your birthday card that you get from your friends or your family or whatever. The most amount of time they're going to spend is what they're putting in your birthday card. And that's how if they're not putting any effort in. There you go.
All right. Great. So properly rated. All right, Paul.
I think if you're getting them from a drugstore, fine. There's a place downtown on Clarence Street called Paper.
Yeah.
Okay. It's right by it's at Sussex, pretty much at the corner of Sussex and here we go, Pukey. She's puking.
Oh no! Nice.
She pissed in my bed last night too. So, paper. It's like calligraphy supplies, anything like for drawing, art supplies, anything kind of. And they've got a selection of cards there. I'm telling you, you go in there and you buy 10 cards because you can't figure out which one to buy.
Yeah.
Underrated because they're so funny. If you get a really funny card that like speaks to you, like there's. I remember that when I used to work at the drugstore where Angelo used to come by, they used to have these a card section, and there's this one row or stack of cards, and I bought them all to just give to people for their birthdays. And it was a picture of a potato or like a cartoon potato with his arms up like this, and on the front of the card it said, "Aren't you sick and tired of birthday cards that rely on silly little puns for their humor?" And then you open it up and it says, "I know I am." And I was like, because the cartoon picture is like, it's just, I don't know. I just thought it's so, that's hilarious, you know? No fat on that whatsoever. I'm just sick of, I know I am. Because I bought them all. But like, yeah, this place downtown is full of those cards that are just so clever. They're super funny. So underrated. It's underrated for like birthday cards. Like if you're gonna give someone just a shitty birthday card, whatever, like happy birthday,
have
fun. Yeah, that's properly rated. But,
all right. So you're saying underrated or properly?
I'm saying it's underrated if
Okay.
you're the right person to choose the right card. If you go to
Okay.
a specific store, I'm not even talking Hallmark, a place
Yeah.
where that sells these kind of like, who makes these cards? They're incredible. They're
Yeah.
so funny, and like it's underrated. Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys are making me feel like the cranky old man because I'm gonna say overrated because, well, first of all, I never buy a birthday card ahead of time. I'm usually the day of because I forget, so that's on me. But so I usually end up going to a Walmart or whatever to buy a card. And the last one I got was over $10 for a card that is basically going to hold a gift card, be looked at for 10 seconds, and thrown
I'll be
away.
right back.
Like, I think they are so overrated. Like, they are the biggest scam in the world. Especially, like, I thought they would cost like $2, but now they're like $10 a card. Like, you know what? I can make a card myself. I could write a funny joke and put it on the inside. I could do it myself for like a dime. So,
But that's still a birthday
overrated.
card, and then you put effort into it. So I think it depends on what kind of birthday card.
Yeah. All right. Well, I should have maybe put Walmart purchased birthday cards.
You guys see this?
Underrated. Yeah.
Box of cards.
It's every birthday card I've ever got.
Okay.
Kept.
I see. I have no nostalgic value to cards. I throw them out.
There's 40. Well, not 4. I mean, since I was, I guess, since 5 or 6. I mean, I could probably track them down in here, but I've kept every birthday card I ever got.
I would say you're the minority because, like, my birthday, if I get a birthday card, it'll and then forgotten about, and then eventually thrown out. So I think they're so overrated, man.
I like the thought of it. I like the thought of someone going and buying you a card, especially if they pick out the right card. Regret bringing this out so much because I got to bring it.
All right, we're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna do final thoughts. So, Paul, we're gonna start. Paul, you okay to start with this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Wearing socks to bed, overrated, underrated, or properly rated. So there's a typo there. Wearing socks to bed, overrated.
Unless you're moisturizing your feet. I've done that once in my life.
Yeah.
Just because like my feet were like, I looked like I'd been walking in the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Funny, eh? Your dick doesn't look like that.
Well,
your feet sure do.
Maybe it does. Who knows?
But yeah, like I think wearing socks to bed is the like unless you're living in Iqaluit, like it's the silliest, stupidest thing. I don't know how you can the least amount of clothing as possible when you go to bed.
Yep.
Underwear. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, Jordan, up to you. So you're saying they're overrated, obviously.
Overrated.
Yeah.
The only thing I wear to bed are my boxers.
Yeah.
And no, I wouldn't sleep naked because then the shit's just flopping everywhere. I need to keep it contained.
Yeah.
But
I don't
if
like
you
the
wear-
flop.
Yeah, I don't like the flap. I want it contained. I don't want to just stay in your place. But socks, if you wear socks to bed, you're probably a psychopath.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you
Probably
said it,
people.
man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it,
Like
man.
just socks.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's
No
even
underwear,
worse, man.
just socks, eh?
Oh,
I
God.
also like it's a heat cold thing. Like I like my feet hanging out. I like
Yeah.
my feet like sticking out, like hanging off the bed. Yeah.
I actually I am offended by people who keep their socks on while having sex. Like I will be like, whoa, hold on.
the hell?
Hold on. I need to take the socks off. I don't care what kind of how intense it is. You're waiting till I get my socks off because
I think did you ever think like did you ever guys when you were young think like if your feet are hanging off the bed, a monster will grab your foot?
I never thought that.
Yeah, like I used to think that like you didn't want your feet hanging. Nate Bargatze does a good joke about it. And like he's like, to this day, I'll like put my foot out and I'll just want to just try it and I'll snatch it back in because I can't do it. But like when I put, to this day for me, every time I push my feet out in bed, I like push my feet out. I think a flash goes through my head. Is like, I dare you to grab my foot. Okay, whoever's under my bed, I dare you to grab my foot.
Yeah. So Jordan, you were saying
overrated. Fuck socks.
Yeah, I agree, man. If you wear socks to bed, I agree with Jordan, man.
You're a psycho.
If
you're a socks to bed, you're a psycho.
You are. There's something wrong with you. Like I don't know. Maybe you were dropped on your head as a child. I mean, I don't know, man. Like if you wear socks to bed, like I can't even wear pajamas to bed. Like I find that even weird. Like you wear pajamas to bed, that's really weird, man. The only time I've worn socks to bed is because I've got Raynaud's syndrome, which means that my feet and hands get very cold very fast. So I wear them to bed in the winter, but like 10 seconds later, they're off.
Like
I
Dave
take
just
them off,
made
right?
up a syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the government.
Raynaud's syndrome?
Yeah. So
Circulation?
it's a circulation issue. So my hands turn white in the winter, like if I'm in the cold for like 10 seconds. So
You should get tested for strokes, Dave, if you have bad circulation.
Maybe I'm having a stroke right now. Anyway, overrated. I would say more than overrated. Psychotic, psychopathic, whatever. If you wear socks to bed, you're dead to me. That's all I'm going to say.
Fuck you, sock wearers. You wear socks in bed.
It's probably, you know what?
Yay?
It's probably the same guy who has the perfect lawn, right? Remember Perfect Lawn Man?
Yeah,
Perfect
fuck that
lawn
guy.
Probably the same guy. So screw you, Perfect Lawn and sock
Grow
wearing
some
man.
weeds and take your socks off, you asshole.
Exactly. Come on, get a grip, man. All
Just
right,
gonna
let's.
mow the lawn, then take a nap and get. Do you know where my socks are, babe?
My nap time socks?
Where are my nap socks?
My nap socks.
Yeah, where did I
Oh,
put my
the
nap
blood
socks?
splatters
I don't
on
know.
it.
They're your nap socks. Well, I put them right here. I didn't touch them. Hey.
Oh man! All right, let's move on. We got one more thing to do, and it's final thoughts. For the record, I'm not wearing socks right now.
I hate feet. I really hate feet.
Oh, do you? Okay, good.
Yeah, I fucking hate feet. No.
All right, let's
You love
move on.
hands?
That was my final thought. All right, final thoughts. Let's go around the virtual room. Let's start with Paul. Let's start with you, man. Final thought for episode 61.
I like it. I like that we touched on something that isn't. I mean, there's nothing funnier than mental health. I mean, we all know that. But that we touched on something it's something that I think we all, as like a lot of comedians, have. At least they're on the spectrum, if you want to call it that. That they're prone to bouts of like deep dark sadness and depression. Mental health issues, if you want to call it that. So it's cool that we got a little real. You know what I mean? Which is
we did.
We're not always trying to bust out one-liners about fucking John Wick. So that's pretty much it. So we're at episode 61 now.
61.
Pretty cool. I'm gonna have to check out ChatGPT. Oh, thank you, Chad, for kind words.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm in the Absolute Comedy competition.
Sweet.
That's coming up next month, so I'll be there for one night.
Do you have a date yet?
That's the 21st, I believe. Yeah,
Okay, of July 21.
July 21. Yeah,
Okay.
I there's a lot of like comments and feedback on these competitions are like they don't mean anything. I get what they mean. I just find it really. I feel like you're doing something either right, because this is the second year in a row I've been putting. Like last year, I got eliminated the first time. I was fine with it, And it's not like I literally was. It's another thing that I mentioned about this mentality that you have towards comedy. Like Joe, when he won, I was like pumped for him. When I was driving home, I'm like, man, good for friggin' him, man.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. Like I brought a bunch of people, and everyone's like, oh well, Paul's gonna take the win here because he brought a bunch of people, and it like defeated the whole like shitty feeling of like. I'm just gonna win because I brought a bunch of people. He won because he was the most entertaining,
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like happy for him for that. You know what I mean? So, like it's anyway. Yeah, I know it's something that a lot of comedians probably don't share, and
for sure,
it's something that like I stand firmly behind that comment I made. That if you're trying to be funny, or you think you're funny enough to get up on stage and literally put yourself out there to make people laugh, not just do it in passing or do it in whatever, there's something wrong with you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily wrong as in it's a negative. It's just there's something at the opposites of funny, and I think that's I think that makes a lot of sense to me. To me, it does. So that's it.
All right, thank you,
Did I
Paul.
make any points there? Did I finish any sentences?
Yeah, it was one great sentence all put together with different levels, and you weaved in a lot of stuff in there. It was very well done. Very well done.
Yeah.
So July 21st at Absolute Comedy. Go check out
Absolute Comedy. I think it's Tuesday it might be Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday or Wednesday. And then if you place in the top 5, you come back the next night, and then it's the first night is by judges.
Yeah.
And then the next night it's by the crowd judges who the top 5 are.
Okay.
And so hopefully I can bring my. I might not necessarily win if I bring people out, which is good. So that proves that. So anyway,
all right.
I'm pretty happy about that.
Thank you, Paul. Jordan, your final word.
Thanks for listening. Please, if you are in need of help, please go get the help.
Up again.
It's very important. It's close to my heart. I've lost friends because they didn't get themselves, taken care of. As terms of professionally, I don't have a lot of shows coming up. I have a show Saturday. I got a Crazy Horse show coming up July 15th. Pumped for that one, but I am trying to take the summer off. I'm not in any competitions. I didn't want to be in any competitions. I need kind of a battery recharge.
You definitely do, man.
Yeah, it's been, well, as you guys know, I've been putting on a lot of shows, producing a lot of shows, but that's honestly, as much as I know there's words out there, my whole point of producing as many shows as I can is to get other comics out to be able to perform their arts. That is my goal. It has been my goal for years since I started doing this again, was to try to give people opportunities to showcase themselves.
And to get a free meal from the place you're doing it at, because
that always
work for food.
Yeah,
unless it's Buster's.
That'd be the best.
So if this episode comes out possibly tomorrow, come check me out at Portage Orchard. We got a fantastic lineup.
Who's on it?
Let's see here. We got Lisa Minion, Brighton Beggs.
I like Lisa.
JP Brunel. Holy shit! Hold on, I can tell you them all. If they give me 2 seconds. Sorry. Yeah, I know.
We need Jeopardy music here.
I can
June
play
20.
it right now.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, we got Lisa, JP Brunel, Omar Ismail, Scott Brown, and Brighton Beggs. Fucking solid lineup.
That's a great lineup, man. That's a great lineup.
Guys. So fantastic show. If you get tickets now before it's the long weekend, what are you doing? You going out of town? No, come watch the show.
Exactly.
If not, catch me July 15th at the Crazy Horse. I'm hosting for the Cultures of Comedy. Or it's Colors of Comedy. It's going to be a fantastic show too as well. That's it.
Awesome.
I'm tired. Battery training.
Well-deserved break. Thank you, Jordan. And my final thought is I will be in the Yuck Yucks competition July 2nd.
Hi-oh!
So first night, I didn't want to be that early, but whatever, man.
You're
I'm just happy to be in July 2nd.
I will be there.
Oh, good.
Pick me up.
I'll bring you on stage, man. But before that, on Monday, June 30th, Barley Mo show. And just make sure you don't wear socks to bed and don't worry about having a perfect lawn. That's all I have to say.
Grow some fucking weeds.
I know, man. With that, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Jordan. And thank you to the millions out there who watch us, especially those in Pakistan. We love you, Pakistan. And we will see you all for episode 62. Thank you for watching. See you next time.